Yakima County commissioners have signed off on using $2.8 million in federal ARPA funding to establish a local crime lab with high-tech equipment and analysts to study regional crime patterns. KVU's Emily Goodell spoke to the Yakima County Sheriff, who says the lab could mean the difference between getting a suspect off the streets quickly and having them free to commit more crimes.
Instead of waiting months or years, within an afternoon, we've got information on who the likely suspect is.
Yakima County Sheriff Bob Udell says having a local crime lab with a rapid DNA machine means solving cases quicker and easier, instead of waiting on results from the backed up Washington State Patrol crime lab.
The beauty of it is it says suspect A is likely your guy. Suspect B, we can no longer have to look at. So, that guy immediately says, go in peace. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Then we can use that DNA as a preemptive part of the probable cause for an arrest.
But the DNA samples still double checked by the state lab before trial.
When you're going to deprive somebody of their freedom for a long time, the evidence has to be as perfect as possible.
The lab temporarily located inside a sheriff's office substation in Zilla, but steps are being taken to maintain its independence.
We're going to have to modify the building so that they have an entrance and a portion of it that no one else can access. So the deputies can't go in there. No one can go in there. And that's the only way to do it.
Udell says the crime lab needs a permanent home, but the county's already in the process of a new space for the sheriff's office.
A likely location is that unused jail by the fairgrounds. And so we're looking into remodeling that for basically be Yakima County Criminal Justice Center. It might house Office of Emergency Management, us, the coroner.
But right now, the big push to hire staff and purchase the equipment needed to get the local crime lab up and running by late winter or early spring.
We want this thing to be as successful as possible.
Emily Goodell, KVU Local News.
The Yakima Police Department is not participating in the crime lab. The police chief has told the Yakima City Council they already have their own crime analysts and think the lag in getting DNA evidence back from the state would be better solved by the state building another crime lab in central Washington.